Yeah, we are recording. So today we will speak about the numerals. And first of all, we need to understand two kinds or two types of numerals: the cardinal numerals and ordinal numerals. The cardinal numerals are the numerals that are used for counting, like, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. The ordinal numerals are used for ordering, like first, second, third, and so on. So there is not many problems with the ordinal numerals, but the cardinal numerals have some specific issues that we need to remember. And first of all, we need to know that excuse me, cardinal numbers can function in the sentence either as an adjective or as a noun. So they could be adjectives and they can function exactly like adjectives, or they can be as nouns. And that is why they have, because they can function as a noun, they have two different forms. One form is the absolute form, and another form is a construct form. And if we use the numbers in the construct form, it is very similar to, like, for example, English expression, 3 of the kings, like 3 of the kings, 2 of the sons, and like this. And in Hebrew, both ways are used very, very often. So now you can see the table, and this table, these are numerals, so numbers from 1 to 10. And one more issue that we need to remember, that numbers should agree with the nouns in gender. And in the left column, you can see the numbers which are used with the masculine nouns. And in the left column, you can see the numbers that are used with the feminine nouns. And here we have one very specific peculiarity that sometimes can confuse many students of Biblical Hebrew. Just pay attention to this one. Do you see with the masculine noun, but the ending is feminine. Do you see it?
Yes, Prof.
So this is one issue that we need to remember. Starting with number 3, all numbers should agree, should take an opposite gender. For example, if I want to say 3 men, I need to say shelosha men, or sheloshet men. It will be 3 of men. But both ways could be used. Both variants could be used. If I want to say 3 women, I have to say shalosh women or shalosh women. So do you see the difference? Starting from 3 and on, we need to reverse the gender of the number, so that number will take an opposite gender to the noun. Is it clear? So this is the most confusing thing about the numbers. Yes, please.
Is it also with the feminine? Also, it takes the masculine, or it's just with the masculine taking the feminine?
In both cases. So, for example, if I want to say if the noun is masculine, the number should be feminine. If the noun is feminine, the number should be masculine. Okay, let's try to practice. For example, I want to say five daughters. 5 daughters. How should I say?
Hamesh bat.
Hamesh.
Bat.
But is singular. Yeah, okay, good. So but is singular.
Batim.
It's better to put it in plural.
Yes, Shamesh batim.
Banot. Hamesh,
Banot, sorry.
Banot. But in Hebrew, and this is one of the peculiarity of Hebrew, sometimes, especially with the big numbers, they do not put a noun in plural. And we will see it later on. So they use it in singular. So both ways, as you said, are possible, but if it is from 1 to 10, so most probably they put it in plural. But if it is a bigger number, like 32, 55, or 100 something, sometimes they put it in singular. So there is no consistency with this. Okay, let's practice more. If I want to say 6 cities or 6 towns, how should I say?
Shesiri.
Shesh?
Shesir.
Shesh-ir or Shesh-arim? Why do you put Shesh but not Shisha?
Shesh-arim.
Because city is feminine.
Very well. City is feminine, so the correct answer would be Shesh-arim or Shesh-ir. It's better Shesh-arim to put it in plural. Okay, so you got it. If I want to say 7 kings.
I thought you said when it is feminine, it will take a masculine.
Again, please, Pastor Eric.
I thought you said when it is feminine, it will take a masculine.
Yes, correct. So the noun ir is feminine.
Yes.
That is why we need to put the masculine number.
The form.
The masculine form of the number. So this is masculine. This one.
I can see.
Shalosh, Arba, Hamesh, Shesh. These are masculine form. And Shisha, Hamesha, Hamisha, Arba, this is feminine form.
Feminine form, okay, sure.
Okay.
Excuse me, Prof.
Yes, please.
Maybe also to assist Eric, on top of the table there, it's written with a masculine noun with a feminine noun.
Yes.
So when you read up there, it means that the thing under the table is used with a feminine noun, and this one is used with a masculine noun.
So this is not the gender of the numbers, but it is with how they use with the feminine and how they are used with the masculine. Yes, correct.
Thank you.
Okay, so how can we say 7 kings?
Is Shiva Melech.
Shivya Melachim, correct. Shivya Melachim. So we should use the feminine form of the number. Yes. So now the only exception are numbers 1 and 2, because this echad is a masculine, and it should agree with the noun in gender. And the same is true about number 2. So these 2 numbers, 1 and 2, should agree in gender, but everything else should have an opposite gender. So is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This is the only confusion that we have with the numbers, the most problematic confusion. Everything else is pretty clear and not very difficult. So let us see several examples, like Arba'a Melachim, 4 kings. Arba'a is feminine, Melech is masculine. So that is why Arba'a is feminine. Arba Ketzot. So now you can see this is Ketz, the end is feminine. So that is why Arba is masculine. And this one, Yamin, 4 days or 4 of days, because it is construct. So in this case, Yom is masculine. That is why it should be feminine. And it is in a construct state. So if you look at here, Arba'at is a construct state of feminine, but it is used with the masculine nouns. So I hope this is clear. So some more things about the numeral 1 and numeral 2. The numeral 1 agrees with the noun in gender and always follows the noun. Like you cannot say Echad Ish, but you should say Ish Echad. So it functions more or less like an adjective. The only way how when numeral 1 can precede the noun is if it is in a construct state, like Al-Ahad Heharim, on the one of the mountains. And the cardinal numeral 2 agrees with the noun in gender, as we already noticed, and it can either follow the noun or precede noun. So there is no difference. And all other numerals from 3 to 10 can also either, we can put it either before the noun or after the noun. But of course, if it is in a construct state, it should always precede the noun. It cannot go after the noun. Okay, I think it is clear. Now let us see on numbers 11, 19. And here we also have some, how to say, confusions or something probably not usual for us. So in this case, the numbers for 10 should agree in gender with the noun, and numbers 1, 9 should be of opposite gender. Okay, only this from 1 to 9 took opposite gender. And of course, the exceptions are 11 and 12, and because all of them should agree. So 11, like 1 and 2, and 11 and 12 is the exception from this rule. And everything else, the tens should agree with the gender of the noun, and the ones should be of the opposite gender. And one more thing, yeah, let us see the examples. Like for example, 13, Shelosha Asar, Shelosha Asar. So this is with the masculine noun, and with the feminine noun, Shelosh Esre, because 10 should agree with the gender of the noun. So if I want to say 13 kings, I would say Shelosha Asar. If I need to say 13 queens, I would say Shelosh Esre. Shelosh Esre. Is it clear? For number 11, there are 2 ways how it could be done. And this one, Ashte, as scholars say, it is Akkadian influence. So it is borrowed from Akkadian language. It doesn't occur very often, but sometimes you can find it. Okay, and everything else is clear. So let us see several examples. Like for example, 16 cities. So you remember that city is feminine. although it has a form of masculine. So Arim and Shesh should be of opposite gender, 6. And Asar or Esre should be of the same gender as the noun. So because Arim is feminine, Esre also should be feminine. And Shesh should be of opposite gender, so it should be masculine. So it would be Shesh, Esre, Arim, Shesh, Esre. The same Arim, Tesha, Esre, 19 cities, or 14 days. Arba'a, Asar, Yom, because Yom is masculine, so Asar also should be masculine, and this should be of opposite gender, it should be feminine. And Achat, Asar, Kochavim. Kochav is
Please,
a star. Yes, please.
there is yes. Why this Yom is not Yarim and yet it is in
Yamim, Yamim, you mean Yamim.
The number
in
16 as
plural form.
Yes. So do you see, I told you that there is no consistency with how to write the noun. So in English, we should put noun in plural, like 2 days, 14 days. We cannot say anything else. But in Hebrew, sometimes they do not put a noun in plural. So Arba'a Asar Yom, like 14 days, or it also could be said Arba'a Asar Yamim, and there is no consistency in this. So sometimes they write like this, sometimes they write, sometimes they put it in plural, sometimes in singular. Yes.
Thank you.
So, but thank you for noting this, because this is important. 11 cities. Arim, Achat, Esre. Again, Esre and Arim should be of the same gender. 11 stars. Achat, Asar, Kochavim. Kochav is a star, Kochavim stars. And Kochav is masculine, so that is why everything, it is 11, so everything should be in agreement. Achat is masculine and Asar is masculine, because this is an exception. 12 years. So pay attention that Shana is also a year, but it is singular. So they can say Shanim, but in most of the cases they use singular noun, Shana. So they don't put it in a plural form. Shteim, Esre, Shana. So Shana is feminine, so everything should be feminine, because 12 is also an exception. And Shneim, Asar, and Nasiim. Nasi is a prince. Nasiim is 12 princes. Okay. So is it clear?
Can we come again with the 16 cities? I didn't understand the internet crashed a little bit.
16 cities. The first one.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see 16 cities? City is feminine.
Yes.
That is why the tens should be in feminine gender, but the ones should be in masculine gender. So that is why we have Shesh. Shesh is masculine because it is for tens, and Esre, sorry, this is for ones, and Esre is tens, so that is why it is feminine, and Shesh is masculine. Is it clear? Sister Nema, can you speak?
I think something is wrong with the internet because she looks frozen.
Maybe. Okay, so let us go further. Now we have to understand how to make numbers from 20 and on. So we know how to do it until 19, and actually it's very easy. Nothing is difficult. All the numbers from 30 and on, like if I want to say 30, I need to make a plural from 3. So shalosh is 3, shaloshim would be 30. So every time when you see the number with the plural ending, it means that it is like 30, 40, and like this. Arbaim is 40. Hamishim is 50. Shishim is 60. Sheviim is 70. Shemonim is 80. Teshiim is 90, and so on and so forth. So do you see? It is done like this. So it is just you need to make a plural from the number which corresponds to the ones, and you will see, and you will get 30, 40, and so on. The only exception from this rule is 20, because 20 is done as a plural of 10. So if you make a plural of 10, it will be 20. Esrim, so Esrim is 20, and Shaloshim is 30, Arbaim is 40, Hamishim is 50, Shishim is 60, Sheviim is 70, and so on. So is it clear?
Yes, Prof.
Okay.
Yes, Prof.
Excuse me, Prof. I still have a problem.
Yes.
I wonder, I don't know whether it's my internet or what. When you are explaining that part of the 16 cities, I couldn't get you clear.
Okay,
Do
let
you
me
mean
try
that
to explain it again.
you consider the tens and the what, or you divide the number again before you give it the name or what? I didn't get you properly.
Okay, so do you see, because ir is feminine. So in this case, tens should be feminine because tens should agree with the gender of a noun. And the ones should be masculine. So in this case, we have shesh is masculine and esre is feminine. Because,
so my question is right there.
Pardon?
My question is right there. I'm saying my question is right there. Do we divide the number and put tens and ones, then we give it the name, or how do you do it?
Again, I didn't understand. Please come again.
For example, we are talking about 16.
Yes.
In English, we say 16.
Yes.
Now, you are telling me that ones is masculine, the city. Do we divide the 1 and 6, then we give it the name, or how do we do it? That's my question.
Yes. Do you see in Hebrew, it is like two different words. Shesh.
16 is two different words.
Yes. And when they do a number of like 16, so they need to adjust it to the gender of the noun. Or probably I didn't understand your question.
Yeah, I didn't understand how you say again, shares is in ones and this one is in 6, this one is feminine. I didn't understand how you are dividing the 16, then you give me the word for 16 by dividing it. That was my problem.
Okay, let's go back to this one. So we do not divide it. Like for example, 12. Shenem asar. Shene asar. It's also possible. Yes, it's like construct. Shelosha asar is 13. Arba'a asar, 14. So we do not divide it. It's like two different words. So in English, for example, 16 is one word.
Yes, yes.
But
yes.
in Hebrew, it is like two different words that put together.
Okay.
Like for example, if we speak 255, so 55, 250, and 5. These are several different words, but they put together in order to make one number. So this is the same. So we need to combine two different words together in order to get a number.
Prof, excuse me.
Yes.
Is this the reason why you find in the King James, you instead of saying 55, they will say 50 and 5, or they will say 250 and 6.
So this is exactly the way how it is done in Hebrew. So sometimes, and we will see it later on, they put a vav or and between them. So they say, and there are many different ways how they say it. They can say like the age of the patriarch was 600 years and 50 years and 5. So do you see? So they even put the word year between the numbers, between the numerals. Okay, so let us practice. You will see it's not actually very difficult. Yeah, do you see how they do it? For example, 32 kings. In this case, everything works the same. Shaloshim 30 doesn't change because it's already plural, so it doesn't have any, it doesn't have a feminine form, only Shaloshim, the masculine form, but it is for 30. And we need to agree, only the ones should agree, but of course of opposite gender, with the gender of a noun. For example, but it is only from 3 to 9. If it is 1 or 2, so it doesn't change, so it should agree with the gender of a noun, but it is, if it is from 3 to 9, it should have an opposite gender. For example, 32 kings, we say Sheloshim, this is 30, and 2. 30 and 2 kings. And we see a king again is in singular. So because there is no consistency in how they put it in plural or in singular. Or 48 cities, 48 cities. Arim, Arbaim is 40, U Shmone, and Shmone is masculine because Arim is plural. Okay, so this is how it is done. Usually they connect it with Vav, but sometimes they can omit Vav, so it depends on the situation. Okay, now we have two numerals from 100.
Just there,
yes,
just there, please. That number. Now, okay, you said that Arim is feminine.
Of course.
Because Arim is feminine, so
yes.
you take it to
That is why 8 should be masculine, because this one is feminine, because city is feminine, so 8 should be masculine. And 40 doesn't change gender.
Now, why do you consider the gender of the first word instead of the gender of the second word?
What do you mean first word?
Arim.
Because Arim is feminine. We cannot change the gender of Arim.
Okay.
So Arim is feminine. That is why the ones should be in the opposite gender, except 1 and 2.
Okay.
1 and 2 should agree, but everything else should have an opposite gender. So as I told you, it is a little bit confusing when we study the numerals, but it's not a big issue. Yes, one more thing that we need to remember is how to make 100 and up to 1000. So 100 is mea, and mea is feminine, and plural is meot. So let us see how they do the combination. 200, they use the dual form of 100. And be attentive, because in the exercises you will have some of this. And also they do the same for 2000. So for 2000, they do not use like 2 and 1000, but they just put 1000 and 100 in a dual form. So ma'atayim is a dual form of mea, and it is 200. So 200 is ma'atayim. Everything else, if I want to make the number, I need to combine the ones with meot. Meot is in plural, so but the ones should be in the opposite gender. Like shelosh meot, sheva meot. So shelosh is masculine, meot is feminine. And how can we do the 1000? 1000 is Aleph, and 2000, as I told you, would be the dual form of Aleph, Alpayim. So this is 2000. Like, for example, the famous for us expression 2030 evenings and mornings, it would be Alpayim u shelosh meot. 2300. 2300. And if we want to make from 3000 and more, we just need to combine ones and Elafim, and also they should be of the opposite gender. So for example, Shelosha Alafim or Sheloshet Alafim for 3000. Yes. And now ordinal numerals. Do you have any questions about that? So if you don't have questions, let us try to read the Hebrew text, which has a lot of numbers, and we will try to translate it. And now I will open for you book of Genesis, chapter 5. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, so let's try to translate it. Okay, who can read the first verse? Ze Sefer Toledot Adam Beyom Ber'o Elohim Adam Bidemut Elohim Asa Oto. So now let's try to translate it. What is the?
Is this?
This. Okay. Sefer.
Silver or money? Not this.
No, Kesef, Kesef. This is Sefer.
The book.
This is the book.
Document.
Or document, the book. Yes, we can say the book or the document. Toledot. You don't know this word, but try to understand from which root does it come from.
Yalad.
Very well. This is from the root Yalad. And next year you will study Pentateuch. And when you study Pentateuch, you will pay attention to this word, because this word is very important for the book of Genesis, Toledot. And I will tell you in advance that Toledot is, the scholars say that the genre of the book of Exodus, or sorry, of the book of Genesis is Toledot. And Toledot is like genealogy, or in some of the Bibles, some of the translation is translated like generations. This is the book of generations. Okay. Adam. Oh, sorry. Yes. What is Adam? Adam is father.
Man.
Yes,
Adam.
Adam.
So this is the book of genealogy of
Adam.
Adam. Okay, Bayom. So we can put here like a pause,
Yes.
and we can start again. Bayom.
In the days.
In the day.
In the days.
In the day. Yes. The next one. Bero. Okay, you probably don't know this word. This word bara. Do you remember how the Bible starts? Bereshit bara Elohim. In the beginning, God created. So bara means
created. Bero is created.
But pay attention to the form of this verb. Can you tell me which form is it?
The infinitive.
Very well. This is infinitive. How do you know that this is infinitive?
The prefix.
The prefix.
No prefix here.
The O.
The form
Okay.
of the
Or
vowel.
Overwesh.
and Shiva.
Vowel. The form of the vowel.
Yes, Shiva under the first consonant of the verb will tell you that it is either infinitive or imperative. But because imperative doesn't make sense here, we can say that this is infinitive. And in this case, infinitive should be translated as gerund. Gerund, or how it's called in English? Gerund, gerund. With ing suffix. So in the day of creating, or in the day of creation, like this. So, and we can translate the whole this sentence in the day when God created.
Created. Adam.
Okay. Adam. Be the mood. The mood is likeness. In the likeness of
God.
Of God. Asa oto.
He made him.
He created him. Very well.
He created him.
Okay, the next one. Zachar.
Right. So
yes.
Prof.
Yes.
So another meaning of Asa is guys to do, to make, to create.
Yes. Yes. Asa is he done, he has done, or he made. Yes. Or he created. We can Both of these are inherent to this word.
The context is created.
Pardon?
You use created.
Yes, the context is created.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the second one. Zachar u nekeva. So Zachar in this case, it is male. Zachar is male. And nekeva is female. So we can translate it is like a man and a woman. And again, we have the root.
Created.
Bara. And this is, what is this?
Bera'am.
Bera'am.
Created them.
Yes, it is katal with the suffix man and woman. Or we can say he created them, man and woman. Okay.
Excuse me, Prof.
Yes, please.
Why are we saying that Zachar is men?
Yes.
This.
Okay. Do you see? We know that Zachar actually also means to remember. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, but do you see the difference? If here we have two kamets, one kamets and second kamets. So do you see it? Two kamets.
Okay. Yes.
And because we have two kamets here, it cannot be a verb. Because verb has kamets patach vowels. But this is the difference, and it is a noun which means male or man.
It's a different vocabulary.
Male, usually male. Or it also could be an adjective. For example, if in the text about the sacrifices, like for example, Moses says to Aaron, you should bring a bull, a male bull. So male bull would be like par Zachar. Par is bull and Zachar is
Zachar. Okay.
Yes. So of
okay, no problem. Thank you, Prof.
Not the sheep, but he bull. Okay.
No problem. Thank you, sir.
Why varech? So can you understand the root?
The root is bara.
Bara. Can you tell me three consonants of the root? Bet, resh, and
Bet, resh, and
so what does this root mean? So do you know in Africa this name is very popular, Barak.
Barak, yeah, even the president of the US says it.
Yes. So what does it mean? The name mean Barak or Baraka?
Blessing.
Blessing. But this is the verb. Yes. So how can we translate it?
And he blessed.
And he blessed.
And he blessed them.
And he blessed them. Oh, sorry. Vaikra.
Kara.
Kara, correct. Kara.
And he called.
And he called.
And he called them.
Or he gave them the name.
Oh, yes. And he gave them the name Adam.
Adam,
Yeah.
In the day.
In the day.
He created them.
Yes, he created them.
He created them.
Yes, you don't know this this form yet because this is Nifal, and we will study it a little bit later. And now after that we have the part which is very interesting for us because now we have a lot of numerals.
Numerals.
Yes. Okay, verse number 3. Vayhi Adam sheloshim u'me'at shana. Now we have to try to translate the numerals. Okay, Vayhi Adam. This one.
And Adam was.
And Adam was. Very well. Sheloshim.
Shalosh.
Okay, just you can download the lecture notes just to see what does it mean. Shalosh is 3. Shalosh.
Yes. Yes.
But do you see Shaloshim? We have ending im. So what does it mean?
30.
How many?
30.
30.
30, yes. And Adam was 30 u'me'at.
And 100.
And 100. Shana.
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
so we can say how old was Adam?
130.
130. And Adam was 130 years old. Okay, so now let's just try to understand what the root is.
And he gave birth.
He gave birth, yes.
It's Yalad.
Yalad, correct, correct. But just, I just want to go a little bit ahead of.
And he begat.
Yes, in some of the Bibles, yes, it is translated as beget. And in Russian Bible, they translate it as like Adam gave birth. But of course, the man cannot give birth a child. But in Hebrew, there is no problem with the grammar here. So in Hebrew, everything is perfect. But the problem is that this is the construction which cannot be translated literally in any other language. Only the Semitic languages have this construction. Because this word is in binyan, hifil. And hifil, we will study it a little bit later. Hifil is a causative binyan. So what does it mean? It means that he didn't give birth a child, but he caused the child to be born. Okay? So he was the cause why the child was born. But it doesn't mean that he gave birth to the child. Okay? I will explain it a little bit later.
That's interesting.
So that is why it's very difficult to translate this phrase into English language, and sometimes the translators have to find a round way around the bush, how to translate it. Okay, demut is the same, a likeness, and tselem is image. And he gave birth. A son is missing here, but it is implied here. So he gave birth a son in his likeness and as his image. Okay, and Vaikra et Shemo Shet. You can translate it.
And he called.
And he called his name Shet or Seth.
Seth. Okay. Oh, sorry.
So in the translation, it means that Adam was not the creator of Seth, but he was the cause of Seth, right?
Yeah, he didn't give birth a son, but he was a cause why Seth was born. Yeah. Okay, just in a couple of weeks, we will speak about this binyan and we will practice. Okay, let's try to translate the verse number 4. Vayigyu, Yeme Adam, Ahare, Cholido et Shet. Vayigyu, and they were. What is Yeme?
The day.
Days of.
The days of. And they were the days of Adam. Okay, Ahare.
After.
After, very well. After he was a cause of why Shet was born. Okay, let's try to translate this one. Shmo ne meot shana. Shmone is 8.
$800 years.
800 years.
800 years. Okay. Vayolet banim u vanot. And he gave birth, or not gave birth, but he was the cause why sons and daughters were born. Okay, so next one, number 5. Vayigyu kol yeme Adam asher hai. So, and all the days of the life.
And all the days
Adam,
of Adam.
Yes, correct.
Like Adam.
Tisha is 9.
Very well. Tisha is 9.
Like Swahili.
Oh, in Swahili the same.
Yes, Tisa.
Oh, very well.
Yes, 900.
900 Shana.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
900 years.
Yes. Ushaloshim.
And 30.
30.
30.
In 30 years.
Vayamot.
In 30 years.
Vayamot. Can you translate Vayamot?
And he died.
And he died. Okay.
And he died.
Verse number 6. Vahi shed.
And Seth was.
Very well.
And Seth was.
Chamesh Shanim.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Why have you jumped this word, this letter after Vayashamot?
Vayamot.
Vayamot, yes.
This one?
The Samek.
Yes.
Samach,
And
yes.
it appears, it seems it appears. What is its work?
Yeah, okay, so this is, and here you also have.
Even up there we have.
Yeah, so this is the division, this is the Masoretic division of the text.
Okay.
Okay, so Vahi shed Chamesh Shanim U Me'at Shana. So let us translate this. Chamesh. Chamesh. How is 5 in Swahili?
Tano.
Taro. No, the same. In
Still,
Arabic,
you can say Hamsa.
oh yeah. In Arabic,
Yes, Hamsa.
Hamsa. So Hamsa, Hamsa, or something like this. Hamsa is Arabic language and Hebrew language are cognate languages. So there are many words similar in both languages. So Hamesh is 5, like Hamsa in Arabic.
And the Hamsin is 50.
Yes. Chamesh Shanim. Chamesh Shanim.
5 years.
How many?
5 years and 100 years.
Very well. 5 years and 100 years. So he was 105 years. Okay, let me skip because it's actually the same. When he shed Ahare Holido et Enosh, and the life of and the days and like he said, and after he gave birth Enosh, or was the cause of why Enosh was born, and this is now the numeral, the number. Sheva Shanim U Shmone Meot Shana.
Sheva is 7.
Yes, correct.
7 years and
900 years.
No, Shmone is 8.
Oh, and 800
800 years.
So what is the total number of years?
7. 807.
807. Okay.
807 plus 105. It's 912.
Okay, can you translate this one?
And all the years of
where?
Seth.
All the days of the years.
Yeah, all of the days of
all the days, sorry.
Was Shetem Esre Shana. What is Shetem Esre Shana?
Is it 12 years?
12 years. And Tesha Me'od Shana.
Tesha Me'od Shana, and 900 years.
And 900
when he
years.
died.
So 912 years.
912.
Okay, so I think you got it, yes? Can you translate it?
and 800 years.
Yes. And Shaloshim Shana? This one. Shaloshim Shana?
Is 30
years?
8 years.
8 years. Yes. 30 years.
30 years and?
And 3 years.
No. Shaloshim Shana is 30 years.
And 30 years.
Shmoneh. What is Shmoneh? 8.
800 years.
800 years.
Yes. While lad.
Can you translate this one?
And he begot sons and daughters.
Yeah. Chamesh
Yes.
ותשעים שנה ושמונה מאות שנה. 5.
5.
תשעים, the next word, תשעים.
90.
90. So 95 years ושמונה מאות שנה. 8.
8.
מאות
100 years.
Total number is
95 and 100.
895. 895. Okay, so now let me stop sharing the screen and I will share another screen. And so one of the assignments that you will have is to make a calculation. And you have to answer it with the numbers, with figures, not with words. So what is the answer to this equation, or how to say? אחד plus שלוש. What is the answer?
4.
4. Okay, next one. Shesh. What is shesh?
6.
Very well. Hamesh.
5.
5. So together?
11.
11.
Okay, so it's clear, yeah? And except this one, you will have an assignment. Just let me find it. Yeah, like this. You need to write the this number with figures, with numerals. Let's try to do this.
And 40 and
Do you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay, try to divide it on several parts.
$50 and $40, 1,000. Aleph is 1,000?
Yes. So 5, not 50, 5 and 40,000.
1,000.
So can you say it in hours or how many?
For the 45,600 and
50.
50.
Yes, correct. So you will have a number of exercises like this.
Sorry, Professor.
Yes, please.
When you put 1,000, do you put a comma with the number?
Actually, I provided both variants for you.
Okay.
You can put comma or without comma. Just do not make space Just anything. Let's try to do this one without comma. It should work.
One thousand
40.
740.
No, not correct.
Arba.
Okay, then let's read how it is. 4.
Yeah.
First one is how much? Arba.
Is 40.
4.
Yes.
And
4. 700.
not 700.
70. Is it 70?
7,000.
20.
Not 7,000.
Is it 70?
100.
How much? How many?
70.
20.
70.
74,000.
74,000.
600. 74,600.
Okay, let's try. Yeah, do you see it work? So it doesn't tell that we said wrong, so we didn't put comma and it worked.
It was correct.
Yes, it was correct.
Oh, 84,000.
Not 84.
74.
No. What is Hamishin?
No.
Hamsa. Do you remember Hamsa in Arabic? Hamesh?
Yes.
50.
That is 50.
50.
54,000.
54,000.
100.
And 400.
400.
Okay, you got it. Very well. Now we need to go to ordinal numerals. And I need to tell you that actually it is not very difficult. So we just need to memorize them, and the rules are very simple. So they are not as complicated as for the cardinal numerals. So the first is Rishon or Rishona when it is feminine. Second is Sheni or Shenit, Sheloshi, Revi'i, Hamishi. So every time when we have this E ending, it means that this is the ordinal number. Shishi, Shevi'i, and so on and so forth. So how can I say in the 7th day?
Chevi.
Or 7th day?
Chevi.
Chevi Yom.
Chevi Yom.
Shebiyom.
Yes. How do I say the second wife?
Shebi Eshet.
Again?
Sheni
Sure.
Eshet.
Shenit.
Shebi
Very well.
Eshet.
Shenit. Because it should be in,
Eshet.
in feminine. Shenit Isha. Yes. The fourth city.
Ravi.
Revi'it ir. Revi'it ir.
Very well. Revi'it ir. So the ordinal numbers work as adjectives, and they should follow the rules of adjectives. So that is why we just imagine that it is an adjective, and that's all. That's everything that you need to remember about that. And do you see there is no very complicated rules?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Excuse me, please. Does
Yes.
it mean that they don't change the gender?
They do not change the gender.
Oh.
Okay, so
Yes.
yes, so they do not change the gender. And what we also should remember, only the first 10 have ordinal form. Everything else do not have. For example, if I want to say 31st, I would say Sheloshim Rishon. Okay? So Sheloshim would be cardinal and Rishon would be ordinal. So this is not a problem at all. It's very easy. It's very easy. And finally, what I would like to remind you, we were speaking about it, I don't remember, but on some of the classes we were speaking about this, about one idiomatic expression. So this is Genesis chapter 17, verse 1. Vayhi Avram ben Tish'im Shana v'tesha shanim. So how can we translate it?
And Abraham was?
Ben is son. Son of?
The first son.
And Abraham was 90 when he got his first son.
No. So do you see in Hebrew, there is an idiomatic expression. We already saw that in Genesis chapter 5.
Oh, the son of so many years.
The son of so many years. It means that he was, so if I want to say that I am, for example, 40 years old, I should say, Ani ben arba'im shana. I am son of 40 years. So just remember about that. This is just an idiomatic expression, son of so many years. So, okay, so how old was Abraham according to this verse? Tish'im shana v'tesha shanim.
And Abraham was the son of 90 years and 9.
Yes. So how old was he?
In 9 years, 99 years.
99 years. The same expression works for women. For example, if I want to say for a woman that she is like 20 years old, I should say She is the daughter of 20 years.
20 years.
So Bat Esrim Shana. Okay, so this is clear?
Yeah.
Okay, and let us go to chapter 21. Okay, let's try to translate this one.
And Abraham was the son of 100 years.
Very well. Abraham was the son of 100 years. Okay. Okay. So, do you have any questions? I hope this topic will be much easier for you than the previous ones, and you will be able to do it without any problems. Yes. What about
sorry, Prof.
Yes.
So the main thing with these numbers is just memorizing them and then noticing the difference in how they work.
Yes, so the main thing just to memorize and just to be used to use it, to recognize them in the text. You will also be given an assignment to read. Yes. Let me share it with you. So you will have a text, and your assignment is to read it, and after that you will have questions to the text. So I would like to advise you to do this assignment in the very end. So before you just try to do some other exercises, and please do it in the very end. Actually, all words from this assignment should be familiar for you, or they are in the vocabulary. And after that, we will have some questions, like for example, how many sons were born to the king of the south, or how many chariots did he have, and something like this. And you can find this information in the text. Just read carefully and read the entire text first, and after that you can do the assignment. And this is also for you to practice in reading the numbers and recognizing them in the text. And especially pay attention to dual form, like for example, Ma'atayim, 200, it is Me'a, 100 in dual form. Just pay attention to that. So you can confuse this. And everything else should be easy actually for you. Do you have any questions? Okay. Okay, so if you don't have questions, what I want to tell you, we have only one lesson about the participles, next Monday, and actually we are finishing the grammar of kal or paal, and after that we need just 3 or 4 more classes, seems to me 3 classes, and we need to understand how this works for other binyanim. And it is not very difficult. Of course, you will need some practice, but anyway, it is not very, very difficult. So if you don't have questions, so we can just finish our class for today.
So, Prof, are we left with 4 lectures in total?
Oh, yes. I hope we finish till the end of November.
Okay.
Yes, and finish
finish
in the end of November, and our schedule is probably the first week of December, we will have the final exam.
Okay, not a problem.
And I will not close it, so I will give you time just for reviewing everything, and you can do your final exam like in December. And in January, I will give the grades to all of you. Actually, as soon as you made your exam, I can check it and I can give you the grade. And remember that we have the percentage. So it seems to me that the midterm exam was about 20% of the final grade. And the final exam will have is 40% of the final grade. So that is why I just pay attention to this and be prepared. Okay. And may I ask you, just we finished our class.